Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a review of the Many Sides of Voice Acting Radio, episode 3 review. Now, these first two episodes of it has been very interesting. It's very interesting because this is another Yuri anime to start off the day with two polar opposites have to blend in just to get the hype of voice acting radio. But my point is, Yumiko and Chika's relationship is one of many when it comes to these Yuri animes. I mean, like, you got two polar opposites. One is a gal who's outgoing, and you got one who's take her job seriously and she's shy. So last week we had their performance. It was a performance, and they had to put their side. They had to work together, even though they had put their sides different. But my point is, last week was a performance, and they performed on stage and all that. Now, this episode I just finished had you could say a 180. We went from, oh my God, a Yuri moment. We got a Yuri love action going on in the bedroom to like Oshinoko. To like an Oshinoko vibe. You know what I mean? It just went from like Yuri to awkwardness in a matter of this episode. And the thing is, this episode was supposed to be a sleepover episode, and we got it. I thought the whole thing was it, but it wasn't. But now we go into the third episode, and I gotta say, their relationship, it's gonna have, well, I'm not surprised that it's gonna have a few bumps, but man, with so many cracks like this into the world of voice acting radio and the world of voice acting and the world of social media, it's gonna affect them even more. So without further ado, let's get right to it with the review of Voice Acting Radio Season 3 review. Okay, now, we all know how social media works. We all know that. We know how social media works when it comes to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I mean, I have all those too. I don't even have TikTok, but I'm pretty sure, but you guys do. And those OnlyFans type, if y'all have that too. But my point is, this is what it does. It follows people, telling what they do. If a famous person you follow and you look at that location, you'd be like, hey, I know that. That's that. Now, this boy, this awkward boy, we saw him in the opening. In this episode, we saw this boy that we saw in the opening. Like I said, he looked through all this place. He's like, wait a minute, I've seen this place. I know where this at. I mean, there was one scene at the end, close to the end, when he realized when Chika and Yumiko was in not only in their pajamas, but the school bag. Once he zoomed in that school bag and he listened to the radio on a regular basis, he heard them saying, Class 1? The bag? Wait a minute. They go to my class. So now he's like doing the investigation and like, wait a minute. Two of the famous people that I listen to on the radio, on their podcast, on their radio, and I'm like, and he's like, wait a minute, they in my same class. So these two famous people are in my class. Okay, now I gotta meet them. Okay, but that's there. Let's talk about the sleepover. Chika and Yumiko's sleepover moment. I mean, Chika went in eating food. Like, she went in, she devoured her food like you see it in Bocchi the Rock. You know Bocchi the Rock? When Rio was the blue hair girl, Rio, when she was eating the food like Pac-Man, and you saw her eating it, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's eating just like her, like Pac-Man, just eating, all that stuff. That's that. And Yuri and Chika's sleepover scene was more like a Yuri vibe thing going on. I mean, this is a Yuri anime, so of course you're gonna get something out of it. So the bath scene. The bath scene was the definition of great Yuri. I mean, literally they sharing the same bathtub together. Now, Chika is all like, Chika's like, okay, guess what? We can do this. Let's share the same bath together. I heard him before. We could do it. And Chika got so many personalities, from shyness to being outspoken. Like this, her room is so. I mean, she is well outspoken outside of the walls, you know. And for her to have to share the same bathtub with Yumiko was funny. Not only that, she literally got on top of her with Yumiko's boobs on the back, and she is so wanted to fondle them. She's like, fondle. She loves everything about her. The skin tone, her boobs, and the butts. I mean, she really into that. I mean, she really fondled Yumiko's boobs, and Yumiko's like, okay, go ahead, do it. Chika's following them like this, just feeling the grip because she don't have any. It's one of those things where it's just like, damn, you feel bad for the flat-chested women in anime. I feel like flat-chested women in anime don't get a lot of love because, again, there's always the big-breasted girls in anime, and they always pick them over the flat-chested. I mean, we rarely ask ourselves, like, we don't have a taste for the girls in anime, because 9 times out of 10, our favorite girls is always with the big boobs. I mean, some of y'all may have the thing for flat-chested girls was number one, but mostly the people on the big boobs vibe. But again, that Yuri moment, them sharing the bathtub together was freaking awesome and funny. It was like Yumiko got like turned on by it, and I'm like, now, Chika's story. This is why I love this show, because we get to understand what it is about why they started doing voice acting. Why are they doing this? Why in the magazines? Why she's an idol? We get that. So, her mom is a lawyer. And of course, they live in a fancy-ass apartment. I mean, you see the flat screen TV on the side? And, you know, she makes a lot of money because she's a lawyer. You know, lawyers make a lot of money. Now, sad story about Chika is this. We found out that her father is an animator. So, when she was little, her and her father watched, you know, anime at the time, you know, anime, that stuff. But her mom never know what's anime, never got into anime. You know how, like, parents don't really know what anime is unless you watch Naruto, One Piece, Sailor Moon, Love Live, any other show that makes you like, yeah, like, you tell your parents, like, hey, mom, go watch this anime. Trust me, it's a good anime. I'll start with Death Note or something like that, or anything that catch their interest. But the mom Chika's mom never thought of anime as in voice acting radio, a serious thing. So because of that, they got divorced. So she's staying with the mom. But again, she never understood it. Now we got to see Chika's mom. Because remember, we saw Yumiko's mom and we saw Chika's mom in the opening, but I actually wanted to see what she was. You know, she's one of those parents, looking at her from her standpoint, she's like, there's no role for her. She's gonna fail. Because, yeah, she's a voice acting, okay, she's on the radio, she's an idol and all that stuff. But where would this lead to? It's gonna lead to some points where just like, she's gonna end up failing and she's gonna come to me. This whole thing is just a joke. Now, you got Yumiko defending her, and Chika knew what was going on because she's actually was standing behind the door and ran back. But aside from that conversation with Chika's mom and Yumiko was great. I mean, she's defending her. She was absolutely defending her, and it makes her mom happy. Of course, Yumiko was fake sleeping, like, just fake sleeping it. Now, the next day, Chika finally admitting that I envy you, you're my rival, I admire everything, those kind of things, and it kind of open up. Now, here's where, guys, you think the sleepover episode was over? Hell no. So we went from a Yuri confession, I'll say a Yuri confession, a Yuri moments, to now we're going to the Oshinoko. Now, here's why I said Oshinoko when I saw this part. You know how, I never forget this. There was an Oshinoko episode where they had these cast members performing, one led to another, and then social media, you know, with Twitter, they're like, oh, she should die. I don't want to see her face, all that stuff. And Aqua saved her from killing herself. And then they had that moment at the end where it's like a suicide hotline thing. So that's what this was. So let me get to that. You see, Yumiko found out that Chika's already into mecha anime, but she's starring in another major role. And she is so jealous. Where Chika's up here, Yumiko's down here. So it's kind of like she ain't getting nowhere. Chika got all that fame and things. She's up there. But Yumiko's just like right there. She's like right there, man. And when she went to the studio for review, it's like there's only 4 episodes left for them for their voice acting radio. Like the radio podcast is like 4 episodes left. And Yumiko is all sad. Chika came in and found out, Now, she went ballistic. Yumiko went ballistic. And her words, I'm going to use my words on Yumiko's part. She's saying, oh, bet you're happy. Bet you're happy you got this huge role. I bet you're happy you got this fame and glory. I bet you're happy that you paid off anything just to get it higher. Just be happy. I bet you care about this more than us duos. That kind of thing. That's my words. But you get the idea of what Yumiko's saying. She just totally went off. Because not only this show ending in 4 episodes, but because of that, it just went off. And Chika, like Chika, saying it's not like that. Just smashed the freaking table and got tight. But that's that. Now here's where I said the Oshinoko vibe. Remember I told you how Oshinoko went when they post tweets about the character and it's just, this is this. Yumiko found out, no, it been all over Twitter, and she just opened it. Once she realized that they found out that Chika has been coming out at night, someone has been looking at, following her and following it with some stranger, some adult. You know, it's one of those things where you see the girl going out with the older guy and it start trending like crazy. Now everybody's like, who, what? No way, it can't be this and that. Because if you recall, Yumiko's argument to Chika, she was saying about, oh, I bet you're dating some older guy. I bet you, and that kind of like, oh my God, I didn't mean to say that. But you get it. So at the end, when she found out about this whole thing with them, with Chika, and seeing her with the other guy, it's like, oh my God, don't do this. Don't do it. No, don't do it. But that's how it ended. So overall though, this episode 3 was freaking 180 on me. It went from it went from a good sleepover moment till now the bad thing. I hope Chika and Yumiko can settle their differences next week, because after what happened in this week's episode, I hope they can settle the difference and please don't fight. I understand that these two have different scenarios, different personalities. I get that, but you two need to work together. Yeah, but like, put aside your differences and work together. Like, I get that storyline, but come on. The way how this is now, this is serious for Chika, and Yumiko better do something to make things right. I know Yumiko's going to fight for Chika. I know Yumiko's going to do whatever she can for Chika. So I hope she get things right. And as for Chika, I hope Chika do something to make sure that all this is false and nothing going on. Let's see where this goes. So I look forward for next week's episode of it, and I'm sure you will.